Hi everyone, welcome to Virtual Church for this week, the 17th of May. Our passage from the Bible this week comes in three different parts. Firstly, we're going to read Matthew chapter 22, verses 35 to 40. One Pharisee was an expert in the law of Moses. That Pharisee asked Jesus a question to test him. The Pharisee asked, "Teacher, which command in the law is the most important?" Jesus answered, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul and mind. This is the first and most important command. And the second command is like the first. Love your neighbour as you love yourself. All the law and the writings of the prophet depend on these two commands." Jesus gives us two simple commands. Firstly, to love God. Secondly, to love other people. These are our two main commands that we have to follow. Our second reading is really short. It comes from John chapter 14. It's just one verse. Jesus said, "If you love me, you will do the things I command." If you love me, you will do the things I command. Sometimes we hear those words from John and think that being a Christian is all about following rules and not having any fun. But Jesus tells us if we love him and love God, we will obey him. We will follow his commands to love God and to love other people. Obeying God's rules in the Bible isn't about doing it because we have to, but because we want to make God happy. Think about how much happier your parents and your teachers are when you're kind, when you're helpful, when you're polite, and when you do the things you're supposed to do. It's just the same with God. When we do things to show we love him and to love other people, we make God happy. Well, how do we do that though? We tell God we love him. We read our Bible so we know how God behaves and wants us to behave. We treat other people in ways that God would like, with kindness, consideration, compassion, forgiveness. Finally, our third part of our passage today is from Matthew's Gospel again, chapter 25. Jesus said, "I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was alone and away from home and you invited me into your house. I was without clothes and you gave me something to wear. I was sick and you cared for me. I was in prison and you visited me." Then the good people will answer, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and give you food? When did we see you thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you alone and away from home and invite you into our house? When did we see you without clothes and give you something to wear? When did we see you sick or in prison and care for you?" Then the king will answer, "I tell you the truth. Anything you did for any of my people here, you also did for me." So every time we do something good for somebody else, we do it for God, and that makes him happy. So what can you do this week that is kind? What can you do today to make God happy? For your activity that I've suggested, you're going to need two hearts like these two. They could be any colour. And I've also given you another prayer activity, and for that you'll need another piece of paper. Let's finish with our prayer. Lord, we do love you for lots of reasons. Thank you for loving us first and for directing us to be a loving people. Help us to show how much we love you by the way we love others this week. Amen.